We do want to bring in Thaddeus Cleveland now, Terrell County, Texas Sheriff and retired Border Patrol agent. Good evening, Sheriff. Good to have you on the show tonight.
Hi, Natasha. Great to be on with you. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. And we're watching this breaking news unfolding right now. We know undocumented migrants are in federal vehicles swept up in raids in LA County. Protesters preventing those vehicles from leaving right now. In your opinion, what is behind the sweeping surprise raids that we're seeing yesterday and today in LA?
I think what it really boils down to is a lot of pressure coming from President Trump, Stephen Miller, onto ICE. We heard about the meeting they had where it sounded like some egos got out of control. So people are probably scrambling to make some things happen. But I'll tell you what, this much chaos in a community for 40 apprehensions doesn't sound a whole lot like a big bang for the buck. It could have been, in my opinion, better planned to keep people safe. Look, look, I used to be a Border Patrol agent, and whether it's Border Patrol, ICE, we have the authority to go in and conduct these type of operations. However, and I got to add that the people throwing rocks and creating the mischief completely wrong as well. But this could have been planned better and to make it better for everybody involved, because what's going to be left is what we're seeing is whether it's LA County Sheriff or the LA Police Department, they're the ones left cleaning it up while the feds walk away.
I really appreciate you speaking plainly about this. And I want to point out, Sheriff Cleveland, you've been very complimentary, very supportive of the Trump administration's moves in immigration right off the bat in the first few months of the second administration. And you say it's a night and day difference on the ground and Border Patrol finally getting the support they need. It sounds like you believe that this was not conducted in the right way. What effect does this have on a community? We hear Mayor Karen Bass saying that this is sowing terror. Do you agree with her?
Again, Border Patrol, ICE, we have, and I say we because I used to be one, we have that authority to go in and conduct operations, to go in and question people about their legal status here in the United States of America. But we can do it in a manner that's done and in a way that doesn't create so much chaos for a community. And again, the people that are creating the chaos, they're not conducting themselves in the right way. But again, it looks like ICE is really, or maybe the administration pushing ICE to go after low-hanging fruit. And what I mean by that is, I'm sure by the 40 they apprehended, probably going to be mainly Hispanics from the country of Mexico, or Mexicans from the country of Mexico. I've talked a little bit about in past interviews about the travel ban on those countries that President Biden allowed in. How many of those people are we going out and apprehending? Those that are actually came in for either definitely illegally, but for other purposes, aren't here working in our communities. And then even the kids, what's the update on the kids? So a lot of political fodder going back and forth. I just, again, think this could have been handled
Sheriff,
in a much different manner.
Can I ask, you say this is why having state and local cooperation is so key to deportations. Are you seeing evidence of state and local cooperation? Is this what you like to see today?
Well, this is local law enforcement coming in to clean up the mess that's left behind by those that decided to counter ICE. But here in the state of Texas, we've got support. I think there's about 70-something counties out of 254 that are in agreements with ICE.
Yeah, and that's good. That's good to hear. If we stay with California, and I'm sorry, we're almost out of time, but Tom Homan says the National Guard is on its way. What role are you expecting they will play here? I mean, can they help directly with raids?
No, they won't be involved in the raids. They're going to be coming in to help the police, the local law enforcement, to quell the crowds, to bring peace back to those communities. Even though the president has mentioned that they will bring National Guard in to help with the types of operations, I really don't foresee them getting too involved in an enforcement manner. It'll be more just like on the border and more of a support role and driving people and keeping people in custody.
Yeah. Okay. Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland of Terrell County, Texas, really appreciate your insight and time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.